Hello, it's the 25th and we're starting with our serious fundraising work. So I'm going to start off by telling you a little bit about Cool Mom Records so that you understand what we are about and how we began. Really, really, we have to go as far back as I think August 2014 or so, when I was still at the Botrefia Hotel. I got in touch with this. That's what my memory tells me anyway. I got in touch with Alina Reed and Aston Barrett Jr., Family Man's son, and I told him that, look, I've got this song, "Hold On to the Love You Got," and if we could make a deal that if you made a rhythm for it with your band, then we'll split it 50-50. The rights to the song. You make the instrumentation and I've written the song, and then we have it as a rhythm for artists all over the world or whoever, to jump on it and create songs of their own. And so that's what we agreed. And it actually fell to Alina to do the paperwork, and that hasn't happened until this day. So, and I wouldn't say it's because of the failure of the paperwork that I went ahead to do what I went to do, but let me just tell you the story. Then I walked from Botrefia, starting out on September the 15th, together with my girlfriend at the time, and Nelly Siwe, and then I reached Neisner. After me and Nelly had broken up, I reached Neisner. We broke up in Bredasdorp, and I walked from Bredasdorp to Swellendam, Swellendam to Heidelberg, Riversdale, and on Muscle Bay, George, Wilderness, Sedgefield, Neisner. Okay, and so I stayed at Neisner, and while I was at Neisner, I got the email back from Alina Reed, and she says, "Take a listen to this. Do you like this?" And they had actually done it. That is Reggae Force. They did it, and I heard it. I heard the signature drum, and I said, "Oh, that's Carlton Barrett." You know what I'm saying? And Alina was there on the bass, and it sounded really good. So it was great, and I loved it. And I was thinking, okay, now I just gotta find a studio in which to put the vocal down. And I actually knew some people in Neisner, some people I'd met at Blue. Um, John Mo Archer is there. I can tell you that I was asking for the studio where we can go and do it. I can't remember the name of the other brother, but there's another brother as well who's a guitarist, and my memory is not so good. It doesn't help to stop smoking. My memory is still bad. Anyway, and we went and we actually worked on laying down the tracks for a different song, which is more of a rock song, because they were like a rock group, and I had jammed some Jimi Hendrix with them at Blue, and they thought that, wow, you're a great front man, come and do something with us. So we were gonna make a single, you know. And for some reason the equipment just didn't work. Mo tried to make it work and whatever, whatever. But the thing is, I was supposed to lay down the track for the vocals for the track that had come from Jamaica, not sorry, from Fort Lauderdale, and that never really transpired. So I walked on and things. By the time I reached Jeffreys Bay, I was still looking for a place where I could record the vocals. It never happened, so I had to put the walk first, and I had to apologize to Alina and ask them that, look, I can't really put down the vocals right now because I'm in transit, I'm walking, you know. So it looked as though it could happen in Jeffreys Bay, but then some other nonsense happened, and it never happened again. And then my mother died, and I flew to Malawi, and that was the time that I got a chance to go into the studio. When I'd gotten friendly with Nikki Ford, my wife. I got friendly with her a while. I met her just before my mother died, and she comforted me at my mother's death while I was in Johannesburg, so we stayed friends. And she remained my friend when I went to Malawi. And then in Malawi, I started doing a walk because I was mourning my mother. And got to Monkey Bay, and in Monkey Bay, I organized some things for some young people, some girls, and I got in touch with Nikki, and then Nikki sent the first money to help the girls out, and because we'd all talk projects when I went in Jeffreys Bay, and then out of that money, I took some of the money and went and recorded the vocals in in Mchinji, and that was with Paul Chingamba, who is here in our group right now, and that is at Zach's studio right there in Mchinji. And I lay down the vocals, I lay down the lead, and I lay down the backing vocals, and I thought I did a great job. And until uh, this actually happened in May 2015. May 2015, I got the track. 2016, May 2016, I recorded it in Mchinji at Zach Studio. And then in August 2016, I made it to the States, and I thought to myself, I need to get some backing vocals in this. Alina Reed had said to me that her only condition for doing the track was that if I could get Lucky Dube's backup singers. And I was pretty close to having it happen in Joburg. And the thing is, I had to fly home to my mother's funeral and everything. It was a very confusing period. I was mourning, but at the same time, I didn't want to let go of my project. So it's like I was trying to forget that my mother had died and try to function. And then I finally broke down, and I just had to fly out. So I flew out, went to mourn my mother and everything. So I just gotten in touch with Lucky Dube's daughter in Johannesburg, and that was like wow, breakthrough. But then again, it was cut short. So August 2016, I made it to the States. That was in July 2016, I came to the States. By August, I needed the backing vocals, so I got in touch with Erica Newell from Ziggy Marley and the Melody Makers. And she says, yeah, she gave me a price. And I said, yeah, sounds cool. So we gave her the money, and she gave us the track. She gave us a professional job and got the tracks and everything. And I said, fine, I'm going to send these off to Aston, which I did. But Erica said to me, said, don't you have the track with just the vocal without the backing vocal, because I can hear the backing vocals are in minor. And then I'm like, damn, here I am now facing the real musicians. And I said, really? She says, yeah, your backing vocals are a bit off. You're doing minor harmonies instead of major harmonies. And I thought to myself, I thought I was doing a great job. She says, don't worry, it's a normal problem with musicians who are not really that well trained in the ear. I mean, singers. But so anyway, she went and put the backing vocals on top, her backing vocals on top of my backing vocals, and that's the only thing that I have now. So when you listen to the track, it has my minor backing vocals and Erica's good vocals on top of it, so it remains a demo. And then while here in Charlotte, we went to Power Out Studios for me to lay on a new track, new vocal track, not the one from Malawi, but a new one, which I thought was a good job. It wasn't too good. I was in touch with Aston, and then Aston says to me, yeah, try to be more relaxed. And, Aston's a total professional. And, and it basically just kind of like fizzled out right there, because we never got a chance to go back to the studio. And when I tried to set up studio time in Denmark or whatever, I ended up doing other people's work instead of my work, and it was a bit like that. So that is basically the song. So while the song was there, I was thinking of how do I put out this song and what context do I put out this song, because this song is based on a collaboration, an international collaboration, and I saw that the song represented my entire vision of what I wanted to do. So I realized that I would need to create a brand new company to put out this song according to the ethos of what the song is about and what the message is. And that is how the idea for Cool Mom Records was born. And basically, Cool Mom Records is named after Alina, because she's a cool mom. She plays bass and she's there with Kitara and everything. So that's how the name came. The name for my business was King of Africa Records, right? And then I realized that, well, the world is changing, and if we're moving towards the power of the female power, the rising omega, we might as well move that and build a company based on that. So I decided to start to include all the different platforms of public participation and the socioeconomic strategies that I've been thinking of and making along with my work to have them incorporated under Cool Mom Records. And that's when I went ahead to try and see, okay, let's push it forward. So the other mom I had in mind was my wife, Nikki. So I approached her, and this must have been November 2016, and she was like iffy, which she usually is with the things that I say, and she was like, no, she's not really interested in that, because it would mean that she's the perfect person to speak and convince people and attract people, to do videos, to do what I'm doing now and all of that. So I thought, okay, look, you can be the face of that, and uh, approach women and then run your women's thing, and I'll take care of the business side and the music, but approach building the women's side of it, you know. And she said no. So I was like, damn. And that was when we had one of our first crises. I said, damn, it looks like we can't be together, because like this is it for me. This is, and you saying no, and you can't do it. I don't know why you're saying no. She's got her reasons or whatever. So it became one of those things where I kind of like coerced her into it, because otherwise I was out. I mean, sometimes I'm like that. I think you picked that up. That is when I feel about certain things. Of course, we got to compromise in that, but it's just that the vision was so strong for me, and I was like, why not? I just could not see why not. It's like, why not? You, women power, whatever, run it, take it. I'll do the hard work, take the glory. Nah. So I thought to myself, fine, okay, what I'm gonna have to do now then, I was thinking, well then, if that's the case, she says, do your business your way and I do my business my way. So I said, fine, no problem. So I thought to myself, I can't give up. It's great. And all these things fall under women. And I've always been about women empowerment anyway, because of my mother. So I'd been noticing two particular ladies on my Facebook friends who were on the same type of tip like my mom, you know? And one of them was Mujiba, and the other one was Lorraine Suber. And Lorraine was always doing the videos, and Mujiba was also doing videos, and Mujiba was talking this, and Lorraine was talking that. And I thought to myself, wow, these are like the extrovert side of, well, the public side of Nikki. You understand? It's like if Nikki was public, she would be like them, maybe 10 times more. You understand? So I thought to myself, let me approach them. Let me talk to this lady and tell them what it's about. So the first one that I wrote to was Lorraine, and I expected that she wouldn't respond, because she's a very beautiful lady. So obviously she's attracting a lot of attention from so many men, saying, coming with all manners of stories. You know what I'm saying? So I knew that I'd be standing in line, and I thought to myself, okay, I can't just wait on her. Let me at the same time approach Mujiba as well. So I wrote to Mujiba, and she responded quickly, you know. But I had explained to her about I'd been in touch with Lorraine and this and this and this, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But she must have read my email as well. I said, hello, Lorraine, because the first thing that she wrote back to me says, I'm not Lorraine. And I was like, oh, hold on, easy. So I had to cool it down and cool her down. Well, that's what I think I had to. And then send her all the information. And she was interested, and she got back to me like she was interested. And that was really cool, you know. And Lorraine, up until this day, it really is back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. I still really admire what she's doing. I still know exactly what I needed to do. And I still believe that she can make me $1 million, and she can make all of us 3.5 billion every month, organizing the women around these things that we're doing. So that, in a nutshell, is the history of the beginning of Cool Mom Records. I'm watching the time. It's about 13 minutes, and I can only do under 15 minutes. So I just want to wrap this up, and then I'll check and see if I need to make a number 2 version of this video. It's very important for everybody to get the history. So the history of it actually spans from 2014 right through till now, but it started in 2014 with a song called Hold On To The Love You Got, and we're going to make everybody listen to this song. It still needs to go back to the studio. The backing track is great, Erica's vocals are great, mine are not, and my backing vocals are definitely not. So basically that's where we're at. Blessed.